So the helicopters in War Tycoon might be one of the worst categories of any kind of vehicle in this whole entire game, and there is a lot of reasons why. First up, they get easily countered by planes, easily countered by tanks, even destroyed by some of the top ground vehicles which come from the garage, and really, the helicopters do need a huge buff, especially against the tanks, because the biggest problem the helicopters currently have is they are so easy to get shot out of the sky, but they also get one-shotted very quickly. And basically what they do, they pretty much tickle the tanks. So in today's video, guys, I'm gonna be going through a few things that can be done in order to make the helicopters a lot more greater, and the buffs that definitely need to be implemented into the game in order for the helicopters to actually be useful. So I'm gonna review these helicopters in today's video, and I'll also give you guys some pointers on what could be done in order to improve them. Alright, so here we are right into the game, and I'm gonna be kind of going through all of the helicopters that we currently have, if it actually loads in. So we're gonna go for all of these, and I'm gonna speak about ones that should be buffed and ones that should just stay the same as they are because they are good as they are. And once again, we are gonna do the free spin. Let's hope today I will be able to get the 8WP, which I probably won't be able to get, which is annoying as it gets, but to me, so far, it looks like I'm either gonna get the medals or I'm probably gonna get medals. There's no way they're gonna give me the AWP right here on the spin. Of course they're not. Anyway, so let's start with the first helicopter which we have, which is the Lakota. It's basically a military training helicopter, which is pretty much just made for not really doing anything except for getting oil barrels. People pretty much just use it for oil barrels. It doesn't really have any extra gunners. And I really think as a beginning helicopter, it's good as it is. It has a lot of seats. It doesn't really have any firepower. It's actually really cool, but I don't think there should be anything changed about this. So I'm just gonna make this quick and get into the next helicopter, which is a little bit more controversial. And this one, I have a lot of things to say, so let me make this clear. So, the Little Bird helicopter. This has to be the most annoying helicopter and the perfect counter to most ground vehicles. However, I do not believe this to be realistic, because the Little Bird, in fact, in real life, it is just a helicopter that is supposed to transport a few people. Sure, its gun is fine, its main gun is fine. However, the barrage rockets, which it has, they are not too realistic, at least from all the information I was able to find out on how it actually works in real life. Also, this vehicle right next to me, that's fine. Okay, let me just let this Mustang be. Okay, so I believe it could be good if the Little Bird has its barrage missiles, barrage rockets removed, and then it would be a perfect helicopter. Its flares are fine. I believe it just should be good as it is right now. However, it just needs to have a little bit less firepower. Anyway, moving to the next one, which is the Huey, which has 14 Hydro rockets, which is, I guess, pretty cool. So let me go for the Huey. And the Huey, I'm actually really fine with how it is right now. First of all, it has excellent design, which I don't think they should change anything about the design. It has a gunner, which the gunner is actually really good. I really like it how it is. And it has, in fact, two gunners, which are good because it's meant to be kind of like a transport helicopter for a lot of people. It's like a military transport helicopters. And I'm fine with it having the barrage missiles and fine with it having the gunner. So I don't think there should be much that should be changed about this. Anyway, moving into the Black Hawk, it is kind of like another transport helicopter. However, it cannot transport any oil barrels. It kind of similar to the Huey, and however, this one, it seems to kind of have like a minigun. I mean, it does look like a minigun, let's be honest. But yeah, I do really like how this helicopter is, and again, nothing should be changed about this one, so I'm just gonna jump into the next one. The Super Stallion, I'm not even gonna try to spawn it, because it's a perfect transport vehicle for just overall being able to carry oil barrels and still a lot of things. Anyway, the next one which we have is going to be the AH-64 Apache. This is probably gonna be the most controversial one out of all of them. So let me just spawn the AH-64 Apache and go for all the details and things I do not like about it, but things I also like about it. In real life, the AH-64 Apache is the best helicopter in the world. It is the most modern one with the most firepower, and its very good speciality, in fact, is destroying the tanks very quickly. So the things that I believe should be changed about the AH-64 Apache is, first of all, its gunner seat. Let's be honest, most of us do not have people using the gunner seat. Which, by the way, the gunner can literally destroy a Sherman with 2 series of shots. And you might say, that's not really that good. But in fact, it is pretty good. So I believe one thing that should be changed about this AH-64 Apache, first of all, it should be able to be a Game Pass helicopter. And the reason why I say this is because I believe it would need a lot of buffs which could make it better. So the first thing I think that should be changed is the gunner seat should stay. However, there should be like another gun which the gunner could be used for. However, I believe it will be the best if the pilot can control the gun as well, because that would already give it a significant buff, because the Apache is one of the only helicopters in the game that cannot use the gun that's attached to the gunner. It just doesn't really have a main gun, and it's ranked so high in the world. So another thing is, the barrage rockets, I believe for the AH-64 Apache, let me actually start flying it and show you. I believe these should in fact be staying as they are, and I believe there should be a little bit more of them. However, I believe the main missiles, which we have here, these missiles are specifically designed for tank countering in real life, and I believe these should definitely be buffed. So first of all, I would like to mention the fact that they are not really the best. They are only good for light armored vehicles in this game and nothing more. That's all they are used for, and I really do not like the fact about this, and I think that there's a few things that should be changed. Also, there's a guy in my car. Anyway, getting rid of this guy. I don't know why he just came to my base to steal my parts. Anyway, continuing. Another vehicle which I believe that should stay the same is, I'm not going to get into too much detail with this, is going to be the KA-52 Alligator. I believe it is good as it is. I believe it just should have a little bit of a stronger machine gun, and then that's practically it. Another thing which we have is going to be the Eurocopter, which people say is very controversial with how it works. However, I believe it to be a perfect counter to a lot of planes in this game, and I believe the Eurocopter should stay as it is. However, to make it a little bit more powerful, I believe the Eurocopter should have a little bit more powerful missiles, basically. So the lock-on missiles, of course, because the lock-on missiles is mainly what makes this helicopter good. I mean, I guess it has a gun, which is also decent, but the missiles is mainly the best thing about it. So with this one, the Mi-24 Hind, I'm gonna be going on with the biggest rant I can possibly get, and this is a powerful Game Pass helicopter with superior weapons and lock-on missiles. So let me make this clear and tell you guys a few things that should be changed about the Mi-24 Hind. The first detail I would like to point out is the fact that the Mi-24 Hind is so not worth it as a Game Pass. It is totally not worth the 1,000 Robux which you guys will be spending for it. I really like the design of it, and I like how it works and stuff. I like the fact that the pilot can also control pretty much everything on this helicopter. However, the thing which I have a problem with is this helicopter is such a big target, making it very easy to get destroyed by tanks. But now it asks how this can be changed and how this helicopter should become better. Okay, so the idea I definitely have is, first of all, add a little bit more barrage rockets. That's the first thing. The explosive gun is perfect as it is, and I really like it how it is. However, the lock-on missiles is probably the biggest problem out of all of them. Once again, another helicopter that has a problem with lock-on missiles. These missiles are pretty much ticking the tank, and when I was fighting an Abrams X with this, the one missile does 2 to 3% of the Abrams X's health, and there's only 4 of them, meaning that it's not really gonna do the most damage. It could only shred 10% by a pay-to-win helicopter which costs 1,000 Robux. Alright, so I just do not find this worth it at all. Anyway guys, this video was actually very difficult to record, and it was definitely not easy for me to make these choices of things that should definitely be changed, because of course if the developers are watching this video, some of them might even take a lot of these things into consideration. But also let me know in the comment section down below what you think should be changed in the helicopters. Do you think they are good how they are right now, or do you think they should definitely be buffed? I personally think they should be buffed. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.